And a new version of Panto favourite Jack and The Beanstalk has been branded the planet-saving pantomime.
Well, it features a Greta Thunberg character who's locked away by a gas-guzzling giant made from plastic, plus a dame who lives in a carbon-neutral cottage, and a beanstalk made of recycled materials. Joining us now is the man behind this panto, former Blue Peter presenter Peter Duncan, who says he's taking his lead from children who've been inspired by climate change, and journalist Toby Young, who obviously says the whole thing's a load of old PC guff. Peter Duncan, first of all...
Welcome back.
You're back in your old Blue Peter studio.
I was just saying that we always do Blue Peter studio. When I mess the programme up, Billy Baxter would come down to the gallery and I'd hear her heels clacking against the steps, and I'd be in deep
Well,
trouble.
it's great to have you back. I wish it was in happier circumstances, because...
Well, I think these are pretty happy circumstances.
No, I'm about to explain why I think it's an unhappy
This is a
circumstance.
fabulous
I'm nervous now.
pantomime.
Pantomimes, to me, have been the
concerns.
last refuge of political incorrectness. They're the last bastion of actually where you can say stuff which in the normal world now everyone goes nuts about. You go to watch a panto and you have a good laugh at anti-PC stuff. You've come along and now you're wrecking it. You want to make it all woke and PC and virtue signalling. Why, Peter? Why?
Completely wrong. Pantomime, traditionally, back to the days of Dan Leno, Grimaldi, it's always been about, you know, theatre-going folk having a go at the establishment, having a bit of a laugh at their expense.
Are you having a laugh at the expense of environmentalists?
Well, we are a bit, yes. I've got the giant singing a Stormzy song. I mean, Greta only gets 2 words out before the giant shuts her up. So it's not PC. I mean, anyway,
It is, though, isn't it?
Not at all. It's the how can be supporting climate change or even mentioning it be politically...
But why do that in a Christmas panto? Why do we need
because
to have...
it's funny. It's fun.
What's funny?
Yeah,
but hang on. Where's the comedy here? Because it sounds to us like it's quite an earnest message. And of course,
yes.
the message about climate change is extremely important. But is Panto the right place?
But I can't be responsible for what the press write about something you might say. The way you introduced it is exactly what it is. It's just an ordinary, funny, good time pantomime. But we, you know...
But laced with political messaging
Laced.
of a
Are you allowed
woke
to say
variety.
laced?
Yes. Do you know what I mean, though? It's like, I mean, Toby, let me bring you... I mean, I love going to panto because I want to be slightly offended. I want it to be slightly naughty, mischievous,
like if you
offensive.
see Greta Thunberg on stage, you will be
But
slightly
recently we saw
offended.
that the crankies, for example, apparently can no longer take part in panto because they're deemed to be too non-PC. And that makes me depressed. It's like panto's supposed to be non-PC, isn't it?
That's right. Panto is all about irreverent, smutty humour, vulgarity, bad taste.
Not about
As you say,
saving the planet.
It's the last safe space for politically incorrect humour. I have to say, Peter isn't alone. This is actually a global trend. Greta should be concerned about it. There's a panto in the East End, which is Peter Pan, but they've renamed it Wendy's Awfully Big Adventure, because to call it after the male lead is sexist. There's another panto called Snow White and Her 7 Friends, because if you say the word dwarf now, that's considered a non-crime hate incident, and you'll leave your collar felt by Inspector Knacker. I mean, it's such a shame. There's nothing wrong with including a bit of topical political humour in pantos, but pantos should be equal opportunity offenders, not trying to ram one particular message down children's throats.
No ramming going on. And I'm glad you've done research. I didn't know about those pantos. I'll have to go and see.
I'm sure you won't.
I don't think it's to do with that. Because there's going to be very left-wing type pantos that will always try and do everything correctly. I mean, where it's gone a bit haywire is that you can't obviously be... You can't be racist, you can't, you know, be rude about people's orientation anymore. That's kind of gone out of panto. I think that's what Chris Biggins was on about, that you can't be funny in that way anymore, because people are...
But you can't be sceptical about climate change either, can you? Children have pro-green propaganda shoved down their throats wherever they turn. In school, if they go to a museum, on children's television, in children's books. The one area where they could expect to see this stuff being sent up, where they could expect to see someone like Greta Thunberg having the mickey taken out of her, was panto, but not anymore,
Toby,
thanks to you.
It's not like... This is a huge global movement. It's not about Greta. There's so many organisations. I know you've been very...
you think it's right, because you're on her side, you think it's not political and it's fine to bombard children with these messages.
I'm on the side. My daughter teaches at primary school. All their children want to talk about climate change. It's climate change is above politics.
But Peter,
it's like
Peter, we talk about it 99% of the time. Surely a Christmas panto can be the one place, as Toby says, a safe space for political incorrectness.
Actually, but I think it's absolutely fine as long as it's funny and as long as it's entertaining.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it is.
OK, so you play the dame.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of your
Oh,
panto.
a bit of my panto,
Yeah?
really? Oh, well, what a potato. Oh, dear. Where's my son, Jack? Jack. Here's one I made earlier. Here he is. Oh, no, actually, I'm on the lookout for a new husband. Yes, my first husband was abducted by aliens. Don't look at me like that. Yes. My second husband was found dead in a ditch. Chance to be a fine thing. I'm on the lookout for a third one. Am I allowed to say that? No.
Well, the Prime Minister did.
Yes, exactly. You've got nice standout features. What's your name, sir?
Piers.
Piers, where are you from, Piers?
I'm from London.
Oh, sorry?
London.
I'm from London.
Oh, sorry, I heard you.
Is the rest of it as funny as this? Or...
It's funnier than that. I obviously haven't got the costume on. So... That was quite brave to do that, wasn't it? Whose idea was that?
brave.
It was brave, yeah. You went for it. I'm assuming there's better material.
With lippy and eyelashes.
A lot of people reacting on Twitter here. You know, oh no, it shouldn't.
my
It's
money
a
back.
general theme. Can we not just have silly fun at Christmas? Joanne on Twitter, everything's getting so PC these days. Panto's the tradition. Leave it alone.
The world's gone nuts, Piers, hasn't it?
The world, let's have it.
Come on.
The world's gone nuts.
It's
Jazzy B on Twitter, please, no, don't bring PC nonsense into Pantos. We would actually like time out from PC rubbish.
I have to ask you a question. Why supporting, and not that the Panto does it, but why supporting climate change?
Will you just let your mask slip? As you were about to say, why does supporting climate change be a problem for a Panto?
I do support
In other words,
climate change.
Right, and we
but
get that.
I'm
we get
enjoying
that.
it.
And
I'm
you
enjoying
want
the
kids
fun
to
of
go
it.
and watch your political message Panto.
No, it's not.
And I'm saying
they'll
to you,
sign up to your
I'm saying
agenda,
to
your
you,
political
kids
agenda.
are already suffering enough eco-anxiety as it is from Greta saying the world's about to end.
And also-
Can't we just have one thing left
And Peter-
where we don't have to have this stuff rammed down our throats?
It's not rammed down your throat.
You just literally said, why don't you support climate change? I do. I
Believe
do
me, if
support
you're 8
the
years
idea
old, it's
of battling
rammed down your
climate
throat.
Battling
change.
climate
I think
change
it's a
rather
real
than
problem.
supporting
And the problem
climate
is, you're
change.
presenting it...
We can have humour. You go to this Extinction Rebellion things. There's a lot of fun and humour.
There's
goes
none. I've interviewed them. They're utterly
Not if you're trying to get to work, there isn't.
Extinction
Toby.
Rebellion are the most humorless people I've ever interviewed.
Wow.
Literally in my broadcasting
Toby,
career.
isn't the proof of the pudding in the ticket sales? No one's forcing anyone to go and see this Panto.
Yeah.
If people like it, if they love it, if they tell other people
How
to go
are
and see
ticket
it,
sales?
that's
I think
fine.
the problem,
They've
Susanna,
just
is
gone
that...
right up in
is
this
that-
last 5 minutes.
Probably have.
the switchboards at the theatre are jammed with people asking for their money back.
I don't think so.
Susanna, it's quite difficult these days to sell tickets to Pantos. They rely on schools buying tickets in bulk, and the reason they've included, I think, these politically correct pro-climate change, pro-Greta messages, because they know that the teachers are all on board with that
Oh,
agenda,
it's
and
a
they're more
teacher
likely to
magnet.
take their teachers.
Toby,
but I think
is
the
that
problem
not
is...
so much-
It's a
Peter,
cynical
which is
ploy to
completely
sell to
untrue.
school
The
children.
problem, Peter,
There's
the
a
problem,
few
the problem
school
with this...
shows at the beginning of a Panto season, and then it's people come as families. That's why Panto has always been...
Peter, don't you think it's inappropriate during a general election period?
Well,
hold on. Jeremy Corbyn is saying we need to decarbonise by 2030, just like Greta says. We need to embrace a Green New Deal, just like Greta says. The Tories, bit slow up on the uptake. They're
That's
saying
true.
we don't have to decarbonise until 2050. So effectively, by endorsing Greta's politically extreme XR message, you're effectively endorsing Corbyn, aren't you? And is that appropriate in a general
Wow,
election
that got
period?
like really heavy, Toby. I didn't
it's actually-
realise
it's a valid
Am I
point.
allowed to
You-
respond to
Perfectly
that?
valid
you're a
point.
Corbyn
Yeah.
plant.
Can I respond to that?
Yes, you can.
Because you clearly worked out an agenda for my pantomime, which is not true. It's a funny,
We know
ordinary...
your agenda. You've admitted to it.
You just said it's to support climate change.
Well, how
Or
come he's
the battle against
sorry,
climate change.
sorry,
Destroy capitalism
how come
and
he's
return
not
to a
promoting-
pre-feudal way of life.
How
don't
come
you?
he's not promoting the Green Party? Why are you
Well,
blaming
exactly.
him for backing Corbyn?
Well, that would be just as bad, Susanna.
Listen,
he's not endorsing Boris Johnson, is he?
Oh, so if it was a little bit more right-wing,
There was a
we'd
gotta leave it there.
panto in
We've
Hammersmith.
got to leave it there. Look, people can, I mean, Susanna's right. People can make their own minds up. If they want to go and watch a politically charged pantomime, which basically lectures us about climate change
makes
and
us
carbon
laugh
neutral,
about climate
it's fine.
change
Yeah, but
and
it's
the
not,
campaign.
no one on the climate change lobby side who want to combat it ever has a sense of humour. They think the world's literally about to end. So the
That's
idea of going to watch
incredibly
people
dismissive.
laughing about it...
I'm sure they're great
Even
fun
Jeremy
at parties.
Clarkson's come round, isn't he, really?
Exactly right. And we know he's good fun at a party, don't
Yeah, but
we,
you shouldn't
Piers?
mistake the fact... I agree with combating climate change. I just don't want to go to a pantomime shrieking
So
about it.
I give you this
with
piece of advice.
PC dripping
Don't
out of every
buy
character.
Don't buy a
Not
ticket
at
to
all.
Peter's Panto.
Peter, good to see you again.
No, it's been
I love
fun.
John Boo, Peter.
I feel like I've been told off on screen now, so that's...
It was like Billy Baxter was back in the studio.
You're even
down
wearing...
giving you
and you know what? You're even wearing a green suit.
I know.
Yeah. You're a walking advert for political
Toby,
incorrectness.
which Panto are you going to this year?
I'm not.
I know which one you're not going
There is
to.
a production of another production of Jack and the Beanstalk, in which the landlord is called Squire Fleshcreep Donald Rees-Mogg, killing Donald Trump and Jacob Rees-Mogg, two birds with one stone. Just in case you're wondering how you should be.
We've got to leave it there.
Peter,
Toby, good to see you. Good debate.